Hello and welcome to Oak Hills Open House 2022. I am Mrs. Vandewalle and I'm your child's level 1 chemistry teacher. And I really am glad to have them in class this year. A little bit about myself. I am, let me move this, originally from Rochester, New York, and I went to the state of Indiana to go to Purdue University, where I graduated with a degree in chemistry. I taught for 1 year in Indiana, 2 years in South Carolina, took a few years off to have my kids, and moved back to the west side where my husband's from, and now this is my 28th year at Oak Hills. So what that could mean, I might have had some of you as my students back in the day if you were here at Oak Hills. So if that's the case, please come by on the open house this Wednesday, the 24th, and stop by and say hi. I'd love to see you again. Here we go. So as far as level 1 goes, you might want to know, actually, it's not a blue binder. I'm sorry. It is a coral binder, I believe. Bring that to class every day, and that binder has been extremely useful. The kids really enjoy having that. It's every single handout except for quizzes and tests that they're going to have for many months of the year. So it has all their notes in it, has all the worksheets in it, has all their labs in it, and it really helps keep them organized that way. Please bring writing utensils. That's pretty obvious. And chemistry is very different from biology. You do need calculators. We do a lot of math in our class, so make sure they have that with them. Next, somewhere I have Remind. Oops, I probably should move that. So Remind is a way I talk to my students besides email. My students like Remind a lot better. It's an app, and they get notifications when they get messages from me. So if they have homework, I will send it on the Remind. Please do whatever. We have lab tomorrow. Bring your closed-toed shoes in the class, things like that. So if you would also like to get my texts, you can sign up for it, and that's a lowercase L1HO is the Remind. And you can kind of keep tabs of what your child should be doing in class. What else you can use, hopefully you know that, is Progress Book. So please check Progress Book probably weekly would be, a place to start. I update it pretty much every day. So if I collect an assignment, it's in there. So if we have a quiz, I try to have them graded before I leave that day for, to go home. So anyway, you should have an updated grade to know how your child is doing. Are they keeping up? Do they need extra help by checking Progress Book? So as far as help goes, let me move this again. I do have office hours from 7 to 8 and then from 3 to 4 if needed. If your child would like to see me before school, then they can contact me on that Remind app saying, Mrs. Vandewalle, I'd like to come in at 7:30 tomorrow. And I'll say, great, I'll put you up on the list. So I have to fill out a little form for them to get out of the Commons. And if that's the case, that would be fine. I'd be happy to help them. Something that was started last year, which I thought worked extremely well, was this thing called Flex Bell. It's during the week, during like their homeroom, if you will, and it's right after third bell and before fourth bell. And it's a half an hour where they can come in 3 days a week and get help then too. So they don't have to miss, before school or after school. They can do it during school. And I thought it was extremely a good idea. I liked having that. The only thing is that they were absent, say, on a lab day. I'm not sure if that half an hour would be long enough for some of the labs that we do in class. So they'd have to probably come in before or after school for some labs. But overall, that's a really good thing to do. So if you're here again on Wednesday, please stop by. I'd like to meet you. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.